I used to be absolute skin and bone. I weighed about 30 kg, which is about 65 pounds, and the only thing I wanted in the world was to bulk up. However, I bulked up incorrectly and I ended up getting fat with like this pot beer belly dad bod thing, and it was horrible. And then a little while later, I learned how to eat correctly to the point where I am now, where I actually have visible abs and I don't get this horrible bloating like I'm pregnant. And you may have thought that I dirty bulked to get to this point, right? Like I was eating horrible foods, like donuts and crisps and just trying to pack on weight, but I wasn't. I was eating healthy. I was eating like what all the bodybuilders and stuff say on like YouTube and whatnot. Like this was my diet. I was eating like, you know, bagels with peanut butter and bananas. I was eating lots of porridge, you know, with like good oats and milk and stuff. And I made my own like milkshakes, my own protein shakes. So I had like protein powder that was just completely unflavored, like no extra chemicals or whatever. And I'd have like banana and milk on top of that. Like I had like a healthy diet, right? And I had like, you know, leafy greens or whatever and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that I was eating really well, but I look like that. I don't want to waste your time in this video. This is the diet that has completely changed everything for me. So from going from this diet to this diet, the only 4 ingredients, not meals, but ingredients I eat is meat, preferably red meat, eggs, raw milk or raw dairy, so like straight out the cow essentially, and fruit. And that is it. That is all I eat. That's what I had. This is my exact meal this morning and lunchtime. So for breakfast and lunch, I cooked this morning, and for lunch, and that, and that. That is exactly what I eat. So if you want to take anything away from this video and you can leave now, that's completely fine. I've completely cut all of this out of my diet, and this is just what I'm left with. And the thing that made me really fat, the thing that made me really bloated, was starchy carbs. So you have carbohydrates, which are sugars essentially. You've got carbs in fruit, you've got carbs in milk, but you don't have starchy carbs. So starchy carbs are like oats, potatoes, those kind of things, right? And that's what gave me this horrible, horrible bloating. So removing that from my diet, so just including the proteins, the fats. Fat is very good for you. Fat does not make you fat. And then the non-starchy carbs from fruit right here. That is what eliminated this horrible little pot belly that I've got here. But why? So you're probably thinking that I'm like some like mental lunatic who deserves to be in like an asylum or something, but there's actually lots of science behind this, so I'm just going to quickly go into that. But if you want really detailed guides that go into the specific scientific detail, then I've got a full course in my school community linked below. Click the first link in the description if you're interested in getting all the information you need and personal one-to-one help from me if you're struggling with things like diet. So we have 2 different things that we need to talk about when it comes to why this diet is way better. And essentially, we have protein quality. So say you have 1 gram of protein in meat and you have 1 gram of protein in nuts. They do not equal the same thing. A calorie in, calorie out, a calorie is not the same thing. Protein is different in different food sources, so we're going to go over that. And we're also going to go over something called anti-nutrients, which sort of plays a key role in this protein quality as well. So, first of all, protein quality. So each protein is made up of different amino acids. You may have heard of that in school, in biology or whatever. But each protein is made up of different amino acids basically together, and then that makes a protein. And depending on how many of the essential amino acids there are, that makes a complete protein. So if you've got like all the essential amino acids that you need, then you have a complete protein. Like an egg has like everything you need essentially. Same with beef and milk. I don't know why they're so low on this rating scale. I don't think this is very accurate, but like meat, basically any animal product, anything that comes from an animal, they have a very high protein quality, and you can basically absorb all of that, and I'll get onto absorption in a minute. Whereas things like nuts and potatoes and wheat and stuff like that, and grains, that kind of thing, plants and grains, they don't have great protein quality because they don't have all of the amino acids. So all the amino acids within the protein, they might miss like this one over here and this one, they don't have those 2. So you can't get the complete protein. So that means, say for example this meal, I have a bagel and I have peanut butter and I have banana, right? I can't absorb the majority of that protein because it's not a complete protein. So whereas it says on the packet 25 grams of protein, I'm probably only getting about 5 grams. right? Because I'm not getting all the actual amino acids. Like, it's not the protein you need, it's the amino acids, but we just call it protein as like a macronutrient. So the amino acids are the micronutrients, right? So this is very, very detailed. If you're not understanding, that's completely fine. But this is just very important scientific detail that not many people teach you. But take this meal, for example. We've got meat and eggs. Because it has a very high protein quality, then we can absorb pretty much all of it. So if it says it's got 25 grams of protein in, then that means we can absorb all 25 grams of protein. And now on to anti-nutrients. Basically, when a food has an anti-nutrient in it, an anti-nutrient compound, that basically means it blocks the absorption of certain minerals, vitamins, whatever. So this is very common in, like, you know, grains and seeds and nuts and stuff like that. Also in fruits and vegetables. Yes, I do eat fruits, but I am not allowed to not include fruit or vegetables, and fruit is better than vegetables. Because vegetables have lots of things like phytic acid and lectins and all these oxalates and basically toxic chemicals. Because unlike an animal that can like attack you or bite you or something, plants can't defend themselves, and they obviously don't want to die. They don't want to be eaten. So the only way they can defend themselves is through toxins. So they literally attack you by chemical warfare rather than, you know, like giving you like a right hook or anything. But plants also have a lot of anti-nutrients. So say, for example, let's go back up to here. We have 25 grams of protein. Not all of that is bioavailable, which essentially means we can't absorb it. Because of these anti-nutrients, say this is the protein trying to get to us, right? First of all, it's not got all of the amino acids available, but also these anti-nutrients block it from getting in, so we can't absorb it, right? So we can only absorb a little bit of it, and the little bit that we absorb, we haven't got a complete protein in there because it's lower protein quality. So really, we're probably only getting about, what, 2 grams of protein instead of 25, right? So it's like very, very low. Which is a problem, you see, because say we wanted a protein goal of 150 grams in a day or whatever, you know, say you've tracked your calories, you've tracked everything like online, you know, like a calorie calculator or something, it says you need 150 grams of protein, and you eat lots of foods like I was eating lots of starchy carbs, lots of porridge, lots of oats, that kind of thing, and I thought I was getting all my protein in. However, the 150 grams of protein that I supposedly ate, I only absorbed about 40 grams. So my muscles expect to get 150 grams of protein. I'm training them really hard, and I end up only giving them 40 grams. And like, well, how am I supposed to grow? And so, as I said before, I was getting all like bloated and horrible from all the starchy carbs, right? I was eating all the starchy carbs, and that was making me really bloated. And then my muscles didn't have the protein to build muscle. So I was just getting really bloated. I was gaining fat and not muscle, which is obviously the wrong way around and not what we want to do. So you've literally just got one actionable step for this video. Eat more meat, more animal products, whether that's eggs, meat, especially red meat. Red meat is very good. It's got very high protein quality. And for example, just an even extra science lesson, chicken is a monogastric animal, which basically means it's got a very simple digestive system, which means when it eats something, and normally it's fed grains and stuff, which is not what it's supposed to be eating, then they can't absorb all the nutrients in the right way because they've not got a very complex digestive system, compared to a thing like a cow, which is a ruminant animal. And a ruminant animal basically means that it's got a very complex digestive system, so it can break things down in multiple different ways, whatever, and it can absorb a ton more nutrients, so that when we eat their meat, then we can eat all of the nutrients that it's absorbed. So there's a lot more nutrients in red meat than there is in white meat. So eat more red meat, and no, it will not kill you. We've been eating it for millions of years. If you go, all we did was like hunt boars and stuff, right, for like millions of years. So that is a complete and utter lie. So actionable step, eat more meat, eat more animal products. If you can get your hands on raw milk, cool, drink that. If not, then just drink your normal milk, but I find that it gives me acne breakouts. So that's why I drink raw milk. And then you can include fruit if you want, you don't have to. Just try and eat more animal products. And that is what helped me get from this horrible place where I was just like, look pregnant and horrible, to this point. And this is me fully breathing out my stomach, by the way. I was not like breathing in at that point. I was completely exhaling, the same as in this clip. Look at the difference. And this is after I've eaten a meal both times. That's after I ate starchy carbs. That's after I ate my meal, which I ate, you know, like steak and eggs, essentially. Beef and eggs. And look at that. And look, I actually have abs now. See, look at that. I know the arrow's a bit in the way, but I actually do have abs compared to there, where I was... See, I didn't really have abs. It was very difficult to see because I was very chunky, and as soon as I exhaled, look at that. Compared to here when I exhale, look, I'm nice and lean, but also my strength is going up. That is an extra point that I forgot to mention. My strength is still going up. So I'm losing fat and gaining strength, which only means I can be gaining muscle, right? Look, and just as soon as I breathe out, exhale, look at this. Look at that. Look at the difference between that and that. Monumental. Now, if you want even more advice, I can literally give you a one-to-one strategy session. So we hop on call and I give you a personalized plan. So I'll give you like a custom workout to follow, custom meal plan. So say, for example, it's difficult for you to follow the diet that I'm following, then I can literally hold your hand saying, this is exactly what you do. This is the exact meal that you should follow. And we'll get you to your goals nice and easy, nice and efficient, nice and simple. And I've also got a full course breaking down everything you need to know about nutrition anyway, so you don't need to figure out anything else. Also, we've got multiple other courses going into every part of building muscle, and we've got some juicy bonuses in there as well. And that's all in the school community linked below, first link in the description. So if you're interested, then click that link. I will see you later. Good night.